Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook for today, which is the 15th of December, 2020. We're almost done with 2020. I've been out a couple weeks, but came back for this episode because it's my favorite time of year, i.e., the end of the year. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about how to close out 2020 right and then make our much vaunted projections. Because if you heard our projections last year, you know damn well you want to see what we did this time because they were so close to being right across the board, weren't they, guys?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
You know it.
So we love having fun with these too, but they also serve a point is that everybody out there is kind of guessing. You know, we're just four guys on the internet who used to trade some, but you can see people on the big TV who traded a lot more over the years who are still dead wrong across it. So there's a good company in that agony. So first, how's everyone feeling at the end of the year, Dan?
2020 has been just an interesting year. Feeling good though. I'm optimistic. We got vaccines getting out there. That's good, right? We're making progress. We're moving forward. And fortunately, the four of us, we're healthy and we're doing well right now. So I'm optimistic and staying positive.
Absolutely. So, Ho, when did you use to close down your book for the year?
Probably about the middle of December. As a local in the pit, a lot of the opportunities dry up. It's a good time to just take some time off. If you were still really active the end of December, you were probably still chasing money, and possibly even for the year. I mean, there as a trader, there were years where a lot of traders didn't make any money, so they were still trying to make money in December. But usually about the middle of December, I'd kind of start slowing down, taking a little bit more time off, come in, just watch for a little while, head down to the bar.
Series?
Well, yeah, the Merc. There was the Merc Club, or there was the Limit Up bar down in the lobby of the old Merc building. And you had a lot of people that you had to take care of, so you made sure and run into people and give them their Christmas bonuses and that week between Christmas and New Year's was always just you don't go.
Yeah. So it was about the same with when I was trading about this time would be when we shut down for the year. But then some, trying to see a word without saying a bad word for them, some entrepreneurial minded people started realizing that you could go in there and trade the spreads at the computers, on Christmas, at all sorts of weird times, like nighttime on Christmas or New Year's Day and stuff, and they made a lot of money, and then that ruined everything for everyone. So that's kind of when I started thinking about moving on from the industry, quite honestly, when someone made a ton of money on Thanksgiving night, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be part of that. Mick, same with you, or?
Yeah, from if you're in a discretionary standpoint and you're not someone who's doing brokerage or filling paper, you need to be there for your customers if you're one of those people. But trading for myself and even with the prop firm, I mean, I know I was taking a good amount of time off around the holidays for me, and even with the firm, they don't want you trading in these illiquid environments. So take your time off. It's better enjoying life a little bit than participating in something that isn't a great thing to be participating in during certain times. So it's better to not be there and preserve capital than to be there and try and force stuff when you shouldn't be and lose money. So
Right on.
We used to go in, Christmas Eve morning. You were there until noon. You were there on the 26th. If it was a weekday, volatility goes up. That's when options traders are making money. So we always worked Christmas Eve and usually the following couple days, and then we take off like 2 days before.
Yeah, and then
New
Dan
Year's.
is visited by 3 ghosts that night.
Right?
Old Ebenezer Hodgman over here.
I used to get so mad having to go in on Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah. Well, enough small talk, boys. Let's get down to the real show here that everyone wants to see. Last year, we did predictions on where certain products would finish on December 31st, 2020. Keep in mind, this is pre so much that happened in 2020. Definitely shows the sort of tail risk you can see. Would you believe? I'll start out with this question because what we're going to do is we're going to predict where the S&P 500, gold, Bitcoin, which we are great connoisseurs of, and what was the last one? Oil, are going to end up on December 31st, 2021. Now, an interesting thing is when we show what we put last year and the things that are up here now where the markets are, if you showed me those prices in the markets, I'd be like, yeah, 2020 was kind of par for the course now, wasn't it? The S&P was up 10, 15%, something like that. Be like, okay, it must have been just an upbeat year. Not the case.
Right.
So anyway, Dan, since you have them, why don't we start with gold? Let's start with oil, actually, since that's what more people trade. So
okay. So
what's the price now on oil? We're like 47?
Right now, oil is trading at, where am I at here?
47.50.
There you go. 47.50. So everyone's predictions for end of year 2020. Jack went with $75. I went with 55.58. Hogue went with 65 and Mick went with 72. I don't have to say it, but we know the winner. This guy over here.
The year's not over though.
To do it. Yeah, the year's not over. That's what I've been telling him.
So Hogue, you're looking for another $18, give or take.
Dan, let me ask you, why 55.58? Why so exact?
Oh, I had measurements. I was running a bunch of math. I knew everything was going. Hence, everything. You always nailed it. Everything nailed it.
Dan, do you think part of that? I believe that at the time we made this last year, the price of oil might have been about $56. Do you think that factored in here?
I think it may have something to do with it. I said it's probably not changing. I knew I wanted to be above 55, but I didn't think it'd be much above 55. So I think I just kind of threw out a random.
Yeah. Mick, you were saying?
I was going to say congratulations to Danny. I do want to kind of throw myself, you, Jack, and well, especially you because you had the highest target, and then John too at 65. It's kind of funny to think about, how at one point, I think it was the May contract of crude oil that went negative 30 something dollars. That at one point during this 12-month window, the three of us were off on our price targets for crude oil by about $100 a barrel.
That is one thing that what I'll always remember about oil this year is that negative contract. That was just a wild, wild occurrence.
And it's, we can only laugh about it hard now because we didn't have any exposure during that time when it went negative.
Because we didn't buy 100 contracts for 1 cent, thinking it'd only go to zero, and then get a $7 million margin call or whatever happened to that one guy. Or interactive brokers. So as we make our predictions now for 2021 in oil, I don't trade oil. That's my caveat to all this. And also, I'll never be able to wrap my mind because in my formative, like the year I graduated college was the year, or maybe the year before, where it was up, $150 a barrel. And for some reason, I can just never get that out of my head that we're just living with cheap oil right now. But there's a lot of dynamics going on here. So Dan, if this was golf, it's your tee. What are you thinking for oil in 2021?
A shank into the woods.
I'm going right into the woods, right through the woods into the pond. I'm going higher. We're going to be about 75 at the end of next year. I think oil is without a doubt going up this year.
Yeah. We won't make people give ranges, but wouldn't it be incredible if someone last year had nailed it? Like my range for next year is a low of negative $45.
And you nailed the high and low.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so $75 about
$75.75, guys. I gotta get more specific. I can't be, just throwing out random whole numbers.
All right, Mr. Hoagland.
I'm going to go with 47.50.
He's going out on a limb, folks. Love it.
I actually
like that.
Starting right.
Okay. I am going to say and then I'll go to Mick because mine's kind of in line with what Hoag's saying. I'm going to say $45. I'm done. I'm kicking that thing of oil going higher. I feel we're finally seeing a lot of the structural things. I mean, there's all this oil waiting to be pumped out there if it gets to a certain price. And we're getting more and more efficient. I just don't see how it happens barring some sort of geopolitical issues. So that's where I go. What about you, Mick?
Well, I was at 72 last year. I think I'll take it down a few just to get away from Danny, even though he seems to have good predictions. Call it $70. So put me on that.
There we go.
Okay, big time. All right, let's go to gold.
All right, so gold, we all got a little aggressive last year on our numbers. Gold right now is at $1,852.90. Last year, gold numbers, Jack, 3,000. Dan, 20,000.
We need, before people turn off this stream, we need to throw in the side note here, the asterisk. We were joking with these numbers,
Yes.
especially with because 3,000, 20,000. Didn't someone go?
Mick was 10,000 and Hoag was no change.
Well, Hoag, I think you win that.
I won.
Closest to the pin.
Yeah, exactly. We'll keep up with the golf analogies. So gold, a very interesting year as well in the opposite way that happened to oil. But really, given everything that went on, it wasn't that. What was the high? 2,100, somewhere around there?
Yeah, it clipped over 2,000 for about a week or so and broke back down.
Yeah, just shy of 2,100, I think, at least on the current contract, the Feb contract.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Hoag, you get to kick things off this time. What do you think for 2021?
$2,200.
2,200 for Hoag.
2,200.
You're matching what I'm going at too. Dan?
I've got 2,075.75.
All right.
You'll notice a theme with 75 here throughout most of these predictions.
Hope you reveal something at the end. I am going to say, what did you say, Dan? I want to make sure that I don't.
2,075.75.
Okay. I am going to go with the year of my birth, 1987. Mick?
I was looking for a coin to flip as far as picking a target above the market or a target below the market. I'll just go with 2,200, a little higher from here.
Nice. So one thing I'll mention before we move on to Bitcoin, which was an utter disaster. We'll finish with the S&P since I think that's what most people are interested in. With Bitcoin, I think we talked last year, which I think was a bit forward-looking, about the dynamic between possibly Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies and gold in the future as a store of value. And it's kind of interesting that gold really did not pick up this year, given how much money was printed, how much uncertainty there was. I, for one, am kind of surprised it never got above 2,100. I'm also surprised, which we'll get to with the S&P 500, that we didn't get lower. So just something to think about. And Bitcoin, boy, we really nailed this one right on the head, didn't we, boys?
We're off just a little bit. Bitcoin right now is trading 19,485. 19,485. Our numbers last year, Jack, 1,350, so 1,350. I was
zero.
Right. I was 1,280. Hoag was 1,200 and Mick was 1,100. So we were just all terribly off. So
well, here's what I
close
was thinking.
At certain points, though.
Yeah, is what I've always been one who I'm not a big Bitcoin person. I get cryptocurrency or like what the value proposition might be from it. I just never understood quite why it had to be Bitcoin. So I never thought we would see these 20K prices again, just because I thought, why not other currencies or a government backed or company currencies or whatever else. That didn't happen. And actually, I think what's sending it through the roof, right, is that a couple of places out there like PayPal started using it as a medium of exchange, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard also that this might be a bit of a squeeze just from they're buying it up to make this stuff, all the newly mined stuff, to make it possible. I don't pretend to be a doctor of Bitcoin, but you already knew that from my 1350 prediction.
Hey, you were the closest, so you kick it off. The
Okay,
T is to you.
Will, it's at 19,000. I am going to go with 6,500.
Big sell-off coming.
No further explanation. This is just shooting from the hip.
I think we're going to 35,000.
Ooh.
Woo.
Hope, what do you got?
I say it doubles in 2021.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm just.
We
gonna
don't care.
go-
We
I'm
need your
just gonna go with-
predictions. That's all that matters.
I'm just going with 10,000.
Okay. Mick, I'm not far off from you. I'm $30,075.
There's the 75 again.
I hope there's an explanation at the end with the 75.
Dan, what comes after 75?
76.
That's the spirit.
Oh,
Boom.
Great
Old Three
references
Stooges
all
bit.
around. Yeah. Now to the main event. We got the S&P 500. Dan, you can read out the predictions. And I just want everyone to know that I was right, briefly.
Jack was the most pessimistic of them all on 2020. The rest of us were a little bit more optimistic on the final numbers. We didn't have to say what was going to happen throughout the year. We just had to give a final number.
How could we have?
Right. So Jack was 29.53. Jack was the only one calling the down. I was 35.75 and a quarter. Hogue 4,500 and Mick 4,200.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my chart right now. Can we get a pulse on where it was at the end of last year?
Yeah, it was about 3,200.
3,200. Okay, that'll factor into it. So Dan,
approximately,
you won this. You pretty much nailed it on the head. Although I'm pretty confident that if you had known that you were right, that you would have lost all your money in the meantime.
Possible. Wouldn't have sat in it long enough.
Well, I've
yes.
told the same thing. Yeah, that like if somebody had told me that there was going to be a global pandemic, I would have made, a ton of money in the first part of the year and then lost 10 times that amount on the ensuing rally.
Right. So coming up this year, I'm giving them. I think we're going higher. I think it's just we only have potential positive stuff coming out. So 35, 75, 75.
Okay. What was it again? 35, 75?
Oh, excuse me, 37, 75 and 3/4.
I was like, he's
37,
going with the
excuse
same
me.
number.
Excuse me.
Cool.
Yeah, I was going to go up a half tick.
Who's
a half
writing
point.
these down so we have them for next December?
I have mine written down.
Yeah, we also have someone watching the video to do the blog
okay.
on it. So
Yes. All right, great.
I'll remember. I always remember what I said, unless it's like more than a week
I'll
ago.
remember next year on the 31st. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I said.
All right, Hogue.
Okay, I'm confident that I was right, barring everything else that happened. So I'm going up another 1,000. I'm going up to 5,500 the end of next year for the S&P.
5,500?
Yes.
That's a bold call
statement,
right there.
Cotton.
Bold statement. Oh, 1 second. The shifting, the sun is like 3 inches above the horizon in Chicago right now. So I gotta like.
Well, it's a bold move. Let's see if it plays out for him.
Right? Mick, what do you got?
I think 4,800, 4,900.
4,900. All right.
4,900.
I am not going to let you guys all get away with this. I am going to go for the end of year. I'm going to go for 3,400 just because all of it's going to be dependent. I'm taking the macro approach where there's some Senate runoffs going on that decide who's going to control the Senate. And that's going to have a lot of influence on future stimulus going forward. I think it's more likely that the Republicans will win those. which, given the past track record of when we have a divided Democratic president, Republican Senate, doesn't bode well for a lot of aggressive money printing or like action going forward. And we have a lot of that right now. So I'm looking down a little bit. That's my reason on that. So you guys can send your $100 checks to me.
Is that what I get for getting 2 out of the 3?
Oh, we just started it this year. So you get our kudos.
Shoot.
So Dan, you are the winner of the 2020 tops. What are we going to call them? The Top Step Fortune Teller's Promise or something like that.
There we go. You nailed it.
Yeah, right on there. So, Dan, are there any questions or anything like that? Or should we just end it here and...
All right. Brian says Roscoe tells him that the markets will doggy paddle in a range. That's what we're getting from Brian. I don't think that's far off, truthfully. I think I said it last week when I saw a meme about Jesus telling an angel to plan all the awful things that's going to happen in the 2020s. And the angel missed the apostrophe S and did it all in 2020. That 2021 could be just kind of a stalemate of a year. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this year plays out.
I would take that.
I would too.
Nice calm year.
Almost forgot, guys. Big shout out to LaShonda Welcher in her funded account, up 3,400 trading the Nasdaq today. She's had a couple big winning days in the last 5 sessions.
Nice.
That's exciting. Those are big numbers.
Yeah.
Nice, guys. I definitely see now. I thought because it was the holiday season, I'd go out to my living room and film where I have my nice tree and stuff. But now I'm starting to realize why I don't do that more often. There is no way to contain the sun that is coming through these blinds right now. It's just, I don't know if you guys have spent time in the northern hemisphere around Chicago around this time of year, but it is just like a permanent sunset all day long.
Yep.
Maybe if you win some of these 2021 picks, you'll have a little extra money in your pocket to buy some different blinds.
Well, see, I like the
Sounded
blinds.
like it's 100 for every pick on the 4 products, right?
Have you ever bought blinds before, man? That's not going to get me started.
At Lowe's, you can get a good deal at Lowe's. I bought a bunch last year.
All right. Well, that's the one thing you guys can take to the bank. If you're listening right now, check out Lowe's for your blinds. Check out topstep.com to check out our new site and everything else. There'll be some deals. We're looking forward to really taking stuff to the next level in 2021. But congratulations and happy holidays to everyone. Does anyone else have a wish or a quote, Dan, perhaps?
Yeah, I got a quote. It's not like my typical one. It was something that one of our colleagues said this morning, and it kind of hit home. It hit hard. I thought it was a good one. She credited it to someone else that she heard someone else say it. Typically at the end of every year, they always say, finish the year strong. And she made the comment and she goes, just finish 2020. Just finish it. Just get through 2020. That's all that we're asking. And I thought that was really good. That one hit deep. I was like, that's good. So just finish 2020.
Just finish it.
Get it over with.
Let's finish off 2020. And I think this is our last Coach's Playbook until then, right?
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you all in the new year. Hopefully soon enough, we'll be able to get back into the studio to have a little more audio visual pizzazz. That's a word I use now.
Pizzazz.
Pizzazz, yeah. And just looking forward to it. Have a great year, everyone. And Hogue, why don't you send them off?
Yes. Have a wonderful wonderful holiday. Lots of pizzazz. Finish out the year.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Trade well, everyone.
We'll see you all in 2020. Wishing you the best.
See you guys.